and I snatched up tickets in the first week. We've got aisle floor seats for a Friday night July show. I'm going to get nude and have someone shoot me with a glitter gun.
Listen to the Steve and Kyle podcast. Their goal is to do 50 shows so they can renovate a room.
Thank you to our boys in blue, tackling those mailboxes with their mail and their hard work.
Mm-hmm. You will now become the guy that you used to see at the show, the concert when you were kids. What's up with the weird old dude?
Yeah,
you're the weird old dude.
But
I think that you're content being the weird old dude.
Oh, I don't know if I would have put it that way at all. I don't even know if that was intentional.
You know, listening back to that, a lot more offensive than I remember.
Now, I remember when that happened because not only did you just say it, you steamrolled past it like I said.
Just driving through.
Yeah, like you steamrolled past it like when I walk into the house and into the studio every week. You go, hey, man, what's up? But no, this way it was like you opened the door, said, hey, creepy old dude, you're happy being it, and kept moving until because you hear that initially, I go, yeah. And then you say, and I think you're content being that way. And that's where it hit me that you just insulted me.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Hey, creepy man.
Yeah.
You're not allowed near schools, right?
Yeah.
All right, well, see you later.
I think that was in relation. Oh, that was about the Kesha concert.
Your big date. Date night with your lady at the Kesha show coming up this July.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, 4th of July weekend show. Might be red, white, and blue glitter for when the glitter gun shoots my nude body.
Good. Can't wait for a full recap of that.
Yeah.
Said no one.
Well, that's about all the time we got this week, Steve. Time to hit the music.
Boy, it is. It's close this week. Full disclosure, right off the bat, this is not going to be our best effort for putting out a podcast out. Don't mind my email messages there.
I want to come right out and say it, too. We have, and this is stretched back probably 3-4 weeks now, there is a lot we need to talk about. Mm-hmm. There's weeks where we sit down and go, how are we going to fill this time?
I went grocery shopping last week.
But this month...
You won't believe the deal on grapes.
You heard about these rebates? That is not the case right now. Right now, there's just a lot of stuff backlogged we haven't had time to get to. And this week, apologies in advance, it's not going to happen again.
Yeah, it's been a weird couple of days. I know for you, health-wise, for me and Annette, it's Lola-wise.
Right.
Things are... She is healthy.
Yeah.
She's happy. But we found out a couple hours ago she tore her ACL. Oh. So something you guys you can relate to.
Devastating lower limb injury.
Yeah.
Lola and I finally have something in common more than we already did.
Yeah. So Lola goes in for surgery tomorrow morning, and I'm a nervous wreck.
Yeah.
I'm anxious.
And it's already a Monday record, which
it's already a Monday record, which I tend to like, honestly.
Do you really?
I like the. It's weird.
I need someone to go back because
grass is always greener. When we recorded during the week, I wanted to record on the weekends, and now when we record on the weekends, even though it's only start to finish, it's a 3-hour thing because you get here, we BS for 20 minutes, we record, BS for another 20 minutes, and recording takes 2 hours and 20 minutes or so. But I always think about it like it's just I like my weekends.
Right.
I love waking up Sunday morning and knowing like, all right, I got to do a little bit of work for the side gig, but it's nice knowing that I have nothing else to do. So yesterday it was kind of okay when you were saying like, or I think on Saturday you said, I don't really feel that well. I'm having, the cough won't go away. And I was like, I'm okay with recording Monday.
Yeah.
And if we hadn't gotten the news that we got a couple hours ago, this would still be perfectly fine. But Yeah, the whole Lola thing, it's throwing the world kind of topsy-turvy right now.
I bet.
I'm stressed. I'm anxious. I'm emotional. I'm sad. I don't want to see my little puppy with a cast on her ham hock. Mm-hmm. And 3 to 4 months of no running or jumping. That'll be fun.
It's easy to do because now Lola is a lab mix.
Yeah.
And very subdued.
Oh yeah,
loves to lay down, take naps.
Yeah, doesn't like to run around or jump at all.
Right, and that's good. So that'll work in your favor here.
Well, put it this way:
3 to 4 months.
When she hurt her back about a week and a half ago, and they told us completely no jumping, no running. Every time she's outside, put her on a leash. We were carrying her up and down the steps. Carrying her, lifting her up onto the couch, and first couple days it's like, it's no big deal. But even then, by day 5, we're like, it's getting pretty old.
I bet
this is kind of tiring. And now we got to do it for
multiply that just by
16. Well, let's see. Going back to that Kesha concert that you were talking about. By the time that rolls around, we will almost be at the end of having to
you'll be on the tail end of having to carry your dog up the stairs to bed every night.
Yeah, probably a couple more weeks. Maybe we can get one of those little chairs that rides up the steps installed.
Mobility.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's a great idea for your comfort, for Lola's comfort.
We'll get one that the whole family can stand on.
A little sidecar.
Yeah, me and Annette, and then Lola and Abby. We all just stand on there, and they sit in the front, and we hit the button, ride up the steps, and go to bed.
Have you ever been in a house with one of those? I don't think I've ever seen one in person.
I have. I do remember when I worked for the moving company.
Okay.
There were houses that would have them in there.
So is there just a chair, like when you get upstairs and you go down, like you want to look down a hallway, is there just a chair impeding half of the hallway?
Well, the seat bottom folds up.
Okay.
So it sits pretty flat. Actually, I remember the church that we used to go to for CCD. Did you have CCD?
I don't know what that is.
CCD was it was if you didn't go to Catholic school, you had to go to CCD if you wanted to get your confirmation.
You had to learn the ways.
And it was like I think it was Wednesday nights from like kindergarten through 8th grade.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you might say like kindergarten fall to kindergarten winter.
No. Kindergarten for your childhood. Or Wednesday nights for your entire childhood.
So literally one night a week.
For an hour. Yeah, you went.
For your entire youth.
Yes. Yeah.
So you're in 8th grade. You're finally starting to notice chicks. You're combing your mustache.
Yeah.
Right?
Parting my hair extra nice right down the middle.
Putting on your newest striped polo.
Hey, Steve, you want to go on a date tonight? Which, by the way, never was said ever. But if it was, and if it was a Wednesday, I would have had to say, sorry, girl, I got CCD. Got to go learn about Peter, Paul, and the rest of the apostles.
You want to come with? Want to talk Judas on the way?
That was always my go-to, Judas.
Yeah, Judas. Yeah, you really want to get the hard stuff out of the way, early on.
Yeah, but in CCD, I remember the church that we went to, there was... How did we even get on it? There was one of those chairs. There was one of the stairway riding chairs.
Right.
And, we'd always get in trouble by... Sister whatever, because we'd sit on that and somebody would hit the button.
Had to be like a Sister Maggie,
what was her name?
Sister Ethel.
Oh God, what was that lady's name?
Sister Van Droopy.
I don't know, but there was like the cool nun.
Yeah,
and she played the guitar. So when she came out, everybody was like, hell yeah, it's like a rock concert.
Yeah.
What was her name?
So you were in
I have to send my sister a text right now to find out what
just say, here's all you can say though. Who was the hot rockin' nun at CCD? What was her name?
Who was the guitar playing nun?
Which, by the way, I did. I stepped all over the intro. I don't think you even were able to give the intro like you normally do.
Oh my good Lord! It's Monday, March 12th, 2018, the year of our Lord.
Yep.
It's the Steve and Kyle podcast. That's about it. That's all I got. Normally,
it doesn't feel right.
I know.
Because usually there's like a small preamble before you get to it, but it's usually very quick, maybe one or two of my pre-written quips that I have. That I have a handwritten note every week.
Right.
I say jokes I need to get to. A lot of gross stuff, whatever. But this week it got elevated, so I didn't want to take that from you. We share responsibility on this podcast.
We do,
Steve.
yeah.
I push some buttons over here. You move the faders over there.
No, I really don't even do that either. Once we get out of the intro, they stay the same.
Yeah,
until the very end.
We actually do it so little that you started playing something and no audio came through, and you got worried.
Yeah. Well, ever since we put up this Jumbotron down here.
Yeah, I'm sure that looks
everything's
nice.
all screwed up.
I'm sure that looks really good.
Yeah, it does.
It's like a soft white light.
Yeah,
isn't it?
If you just turn around and look over your shoulder, you'll see it.
Now, if I scoot a little bit to the right, would I be angelic because of the white light surrounding me?
Yeah, you would have a bit of a halo.
Okay, good.
So here we are, 11 minutes in. We've already had 4 different topics, none of which I remember.
Well, we were talking about Lola. That was the main thing. That was a lot of your weekend.
My puppy.
Well, you've decided that your poor pup now is going to have to undergo surgery tomorrow, which, again, I know all about it. I'll give Lola some pep talk tonight if you want to call her.
Yeah. Well, no, she's going to be back here tonight.
Oh, you're bringing her back?
And that's actually picking her up tonight, bringing her back here. Then she goes back there first thing tomorrow morning, and she stays overnight until Wednesday.
It's the worst.
Which is going to kill me.
Yeah.
Annette called me earlier when she had she dropped the dog off this morning. They called her back with the update. So the doctor called and said, "Yep, she needs her ACL is ruptured or torn or whatever. I forget which one. She needs surgery." So Annette called me, was relaying all the information. I was doing my best to not blubber while I was on the phone with her because it was very difficult for me to hear. And my wife then laughed at me when I asked the question, "Can we go visit her tomorrow night?" She goes, and then that was met with silence. And she said, "Oh yeah, we should check. We should call." And
It was
ask.
I
feel
I don't know if that was genuine, Steve.
she laughed at me, realized that I was hurt by that, and then tried to
Make it seem okay.
tried to double back.
Had the same thought.
Maybe doing that was a funny joke, coworker. Mm-hmm. But I'm on the phone.
Yeah,
Sorry, Barbara.
The big
Always cracking jokes.
violent jokester.
So yeah, that was.
I don't blame you. I had the same discussion with my wife and myself as well when our dog was in last month for bladder stones removal. Well, we didn't know they were going to have to keep her overnight. I had zero anticipation of that, so I'd been kind of looking forward all day to picking her up and bringing her home. And when I found out when Katie dropped her off in the morning that they stay overnight, I was heartbroken because that's not normal and I don't like it. I need her in my house at night.
I need normalcy to remain normal at all levels.
Has to.
Normalcy must remain normal.
Yeah, it must. So, I get it. I can't believe you have such an insensitive wife.
I feel as though...
in fairness, Annette may adore Lola more than she adores you. Is that safe?
It is 100% safe. You don't have to say maybe. Okay. It is true.
If you said today, "This isn't working out, I think we need to get a divorce," do you think she would shrug and say, "Get your S, I'm taking Lola"?
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah. We've joked about that in the past.
Yeah. Well, I have too.
Yeah, we're, all right, things are we're through. I'm taking the dog. And she gets a serious look on her face. "You will not get that dog. Not a chance."
I mean, possession's 9/10 the law. Just make sure you're holding on to her.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. Just run out the door.
And the dining room table.
These are mine.
Is that how that works?
Yeah.
You've got you're playing Foursquare Twister. So you've got your foot on the dinner table. You got a hand on the on your TV.
Yeah.
And then you've got the dog in your arm. You're just trying to touch all of the things that you want.
Yeah.
That's how divorce works?
Yeah. That's basically. Oh, by the way, Sister Anna was the hot rocking guitar playing nun at CCD at St. Charles Borromeo Church in Cinnaminson, New Jersey, back in the, we'll say late 80s, early 90s. she was the one that she'd pull out the guitar and rock out, and every one of her songs started the same way. It was always dun 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 dun,
right.
and then it would just go into Jesus.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't like Def Leppard covers.
No.
She wasn't ripping through some cherry pie.
No. But that was Sister Anna,
Motley Crue.
Yeah, maybe a little. Maybe
in my mind.
Maybe I wonder if, in hindsight, if I was to teleport back to those days, if like. Oh, look, there's young Steve sitting in the front row singing along to Jesus Loves the Little Children.
Yeah.
But then I start listening to it, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's Cherry Pie by Warren.
You see she's arching her back like she's riding on a car. Turns out Sister Anna was moonlighting as something other than a sister. Just changes your childhood altogether, doesn't it?
Yep. Still don't remember how we got on the topic of me being in CCD. But it's weird, though. That's one of those things. You know how there are certain things about childhood that are kind of universal, and you'll hear a friend of yours who grew up in a completely different place talking about something, and it'll be like, wait a minute, you called it that too? Like, that's what I always get with CCD. Whenever I meet other people who went to CCD, because it's not just a my town thing.
Right.
It's a pretty common thing all around the country. Everybody referred to, like, CCD meant, like, continuing Catholic development or something like that. But everyone, no matter where you're from, you referred to CCD as Central City Dump.
Wow. Really?
I've met so many other people who have gone to CCD. Okay, hashtag Central City Dump or hashtag CCD. I want to, this is an informal poll.
Right.
But I want to know how many other people know what that is.
Now, is this something that, like, you'd call it Central City Dump, and then you'd go Sunday and be like, oh, Father, it's been a week since I've confessed. I called it Central City Dump again.
Yeah. You know me,
and
the imperfect Catholic.
Oh, Stephen.
Can't get it right. Just keep screwing up, but keep
Hail
asking for
Marys.
forgiveness.
Yeah.
I'll get it right one of these days.
Yeah. I better not see you back here next Sunday saying the same nonsense.
Thank you, Father.
No, I had never heard of that.
10 Hail Marys. Okay, yes, Father.
It's easy.
Yes, Father.
Yep. See you next week. Later, sucker. And then you bolt out of there.
See you later. See you at Central City Dump.
Can't catch me now, old man.
Yeah, in hindsight, the old man was probably, 38?
Right, yeah. At that point, everything is just ancient to you.
Yeah.
Man.
He's old and he works for the church. He's $1 million.
Yeah. So you've had that this weekend. You're tearing out some carpet. You were doing some painting, as noticed on your Twitter.
Painted all weekend, yeah. Yeah, because
looks beautiful.
After the village drunk finished up his painting last weekend.
I don't know why, because I knew who did your painting, but it took me 1/8 of a second to realize that it was Rusty.
Oh, poor Rusty.
Oh, great guy.
Great guy.
Great man.
Just drinks too much.
You know who else is a great man? The village idiot.
Yeah, so Rusty and his team of well, no, I can't say anything mean about them. They're all very nice. His team of fellow painters.
They're not listening. Was it like the Island of Misfit Toys?
No, they were all fairly normal.
All right.
Yeah.
Bottles hidden in their jackets or
It was funny though. We did find after the first, because they were here like 3 different times to finish all the painting. And
I'd have done it in one. Just saying, you can call around and get quotes next time if you want.
Yeah. So they were here one night last week, and the next day I got home from work, and was walking in the living room. Like, what is that on the floor over there?
Mm-hmm.
Go over and look at it. It's a little pill. Like, I mean, the size of just a pill that you would take.
So these idiots are popping Molly in your house. You know what? Maybe this Lola injury isn't so suspicious after all.
I'm like,
maybe they got her all hopped up and she thought she was at a party. She started doing hot laps everywhere, running along the walls.
Like raving.
Yeah, like the Matrix. She's just spinning somewhere, doesn't know where she is. Okay.
So I was confused. I looked at it. I'm like, what the hell is that? Picked it up. Looks like a pill. So I just put it on the end of the counter, thinking that maybe it was Annette's pill.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I knew that.
Right.
So the next night that they were back, they were talking about something, and I was like, hey, man, is that your pill over there? Did you drop a pill in the house? And Rusty's like, no. He goes over and looks at it. No. And then the one guy, Chris, the other painter, he goes, oh, that's mine. I was like, okay. He goes, same thing happened on the job that we were on today.
Oh, no.
It's a mint.
What? You got hang on.
And
what color blue? Like
it was a light blue pill.
Like that, bright blue that you see like a comic book pop.
No, it was more like a light blue. And looking at it, I'm like, oh yeah, it's like a Certs.
Did you smell it?
I did. Yeah, it was definitely a mint.
Okay, so you smell after the fact.
Yeah, after the fact.
Because in my mind, you smell. Oh man, they're making drugs smell like mints now.
What are these
just
kids
get super suspicious.
Yeah. What are these kids up to?
Yeah, that's beautiful. Okay, well, somehow these two or three dimwits finally got through your upstairs. They painted it the correct color, apparently.
Yep.
They didn't accidentally roll over your sliding door.
No, they
didn't accidentally punch out a window with a ladder.
You wanted this room blue, right?
Yeah.
What?
Didn't accidentally stain glass your one high window because they thought it'd look nice.
No.
And you didn't find him sleeping in your bed or anything weird.
Nope. No, not at all.
Man,
they did the job, and the best part about it is Rusty hasn't added it all up yet and told me what I owe him. So as of right now, it's free.
Tonight, that's the best. You have time to change your number yet.
Yeah.
And all you have to do for him, switch one of the numbers on the address on the outside of your house. He'll drive in circles forever. Then he'll be knocking on doors like, can't find, 40.
Yeah.
Only see 04.
And even if I accidentally answer the door, I'll just say to him, no, man, it's not me. It's not Steve.
Just be sure you're wearing a hat every time.
Yeah. I'll just keep the little the glasses with the fuzzy mustache hanging by the door. And every time I open the door, hello? It's me, Mr. Jones.
Yeah. And then pre-write like a message that looks like it would come from your cell phone carrier. Mm-hmm. Be like 1-888. This number is no longer in existence.
Yeah.
Please
beep,
contact
boop,
your
beep.
carrier.
Yeah, I'll actually type out beep, boop, bop.
Oh, man, I keep getting the computer beep boops. We're obviously joking. Rusty's a great man and a more average left fielder in softball.
And a fantastic painter. I can vouch for that. Did a very good job. Very happy with it.
Highest regard.
So Annette and I decided to paint the upstairs and the downstairs hallways.
Yeah.
This past weekend, which surprisingly went off pretty much without a hitch. Only spilled a couple little drops of paint.
Not bad.
But it's nice when you're replacing your carpet at the same time. Suddenly your carpet becomes your new drop cloth. So anytime I would get paint on my hands, it's just like,
wipe it.
Whatever. Wipe it right on the floor. Don't care. But yeah, that'll be this weekend. That'll be Friday ripping out carpet, and then all day Saturday and Sunday putting down flooring. Not looking forward to that at all.
That sounds awful. Have you thought about coming down with an injury or an illness?
Thought about tearing my ACL and just being laid up in bed with Lola.
Yeah. See how she gets through it.
Yeah.
I don't blame you at all.
So it's going to be an interesting couple days.
Yeah. Well, we're all doing DIY, Steve. We're all getting through it in different phases. As everybody knows, I received my last appliance this week, and I totally meant to update the social media on it.
Boy, am I curious, and I had totally forgotten about this.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Saturday morning I sent you a text.
Yeah. I don't know if you have it handy.
Yeah, actually, I do.
If not, I can pull it up very quickly.
Exactly, because you were already dreading the arrival of this just because of, how every other project has gone. Mm-hmm. And I said to you, this is, again, Saturday morning, I think?
Yeah, 11:18 a.m.
11:18 a.m. I said, surprised I haven't seen a picture yet of the stove that has no doubt been delivered and installed without a single issue. Your reply, maybe 1 second later, not ready to talk about it. And at that point, I dropped it. I said, save it for the podcast.
Mm-hmm. I did warn you. I said, I'm looking for apartments. And I said, don't mind the fire truck sounds momentarily, implying if my house burned down, it would then be classified as an accident.
Okay, so you were... Yeah, I wasn't sure if you meant... if your house burns down because you hooked up your gas stove incorrectly, or if your house burns down because you poured gasoline on it and lit a match.
Torching it.
Okay.
I'm absolutely torching it. So Friday I got a bit of wild hair. Decided I'm taking that thing out myself, and I'm going to put the new line in.
Yeah, of course. I mean...
Have it ready.
I mean, your track record, especially recently, flawless. No issues.
Nailed it.
You have so many trips under your belt.
Yeah.
To various stores, you know where everything is.
I could give you the
first name basis. What was the guy that helped you with the pipes?
I don't remember now.
What? How do you not remember your hero's name?
I know my DIY hero's name. Oh, that's gonna bug me now. Bother.
It's got to
with
be
him.
something old. It's got to be like Mr. Merle.
Right. Didn't even bother with him this time, Steve. I knew I wasn't gonna need it. So Friday I get home. I've got my new gas connector kit. I rip out the old stove. Turn the gas off, rip the old fittings off, which you'll understand what I mean. You'll understand what I mean when I tell you there were, again, some of the weirdest sizes ever in this house.
Okay.
We were looking for a size that didn't exist when we were hooking up the dishwasher because it was an illegal fitting.
So instead of like a 7/16, which is a fairly common size, you probably had like a... 15/63
from the shutoff valve. There was a random adapter that brought it down to it couldn't have been more than 3/8. Made no sense. Did not fit. So I had to take all these off, put in the new fittings, and you got to put some putty stuff on some of the threads.
It's called pipe dope.
Sure,
that's what the pros call it.
That's what I didn't say when I said, where's the gooey stuff I need to put on these pipe threads?
Kyle need put pipe together.
This?
Make sure no go boom. Because apparently you turn into a mentally challenged infant.
Well, when you talk about your Jeep, you turn into a caveman midget as well.
Yeah.
And that's the way I talk when I'm talking about home improvement.
Zoom, zoom, vroom, vroom up the...
Big boy vroom, vroom up the sand hills. That you're still looking to do this
spring.
By the way,
thank you to whoever it was that tweeted about they were putting their Corvette together or something a couple weeks ago. Like, I'm about to go big boy vroom vroom in my Corvette.
Yep. That's a great way to put it, too. I think all the adults respect it.
Yeah.
I think Steve would adore one of those back window vinyl decals. Big boy vroom vroom.
Yeah. As long as it's done in a tasteful manner, I'll put it.
Sure. Maybe Comic Sans. Maybe instead of like on Big Boy or Vroom Vroom, instead of just O's, looks like headlights.
Oh, there we go.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? So it sounds like you got it. So I hooked it up, and I thought, you got to be kidding me. I crushed it.
Nailed it. First time.
I crushed it. And now, obviously, I can't check for a leak at that point because it's a loose hose. I don't have a new stove to hook it up to. So, you know what? Nailed it anyway. Ripped the old stove, put it in the garage, about to get taken away.
Did you call the guy again?
So I had somebody buy it off me.
What?
Yep.
It's a Craigslist deal?
No. My uncle knows a guy who works on a bunch of rental properties.
Okay.
Said I'll use it in a really, really bad scenario where they don't have a stove and I can put it in. So
done.
Didn't have to wrench the bottom like you and I did on the dishwasher, where we almost had to remove half of the dishwasher to get to it. So it was in good shape. So that new stove gets there Saturday morning. Drop it right here, boys. I got it.
What are you thinking? Like, so you basically have to put a plug into the wall, like you're plugging in any item with a plug.
Yep. And then one adapter into the back of the stove.
Put a little
dope.
Put a little goo on it.
Yeah, put a little of that color putty. Tighten that.
Kyle, hook up hose down the stove.
Tighten that puppy down.
Boy, you're already using the lingo.
Yeah, that's when I become a contractor. That's what I'm going to call it. Yeah, give me some of that blue goo stuff.
Yeah, tighten that puppy down.
Tighten that puppy together. Plug it in. Or I didn't even plug it in. Tell Katie, hit it. Let's cook. Well, actually, no, I didn't tell.
So Katie, no doubt, has the tray with a 23, 24-pound turkey.
Yeah,
just
ready to
waiting,
cook. Yeah.
waiting to go in the oven.
Yeah, mid-Thanksgiving dinner is ready to eat.
Yeah.
So I hit the shut-off valve, and it was almost like I jumped inside of a propane tank. There was such a massive leak of gas.
Have you been? So this is 3 days ago at this point.
Yeah.
Have you been able to close the windows in your house yet, or are you still fearful that if anyone on your block lights up a cigarette, you'll be incinerated?
Right, I could still go boom boom into the sky. So no, I was actually nervous enough later that day, though. We were out shopping.
Could you hear the leak?
Oh yeah. It
It wasn't like a. You smell gas? Nah, it's probably just a little bit left over in the line. It's like.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's like it was a gas line into my veins, with no stopping whatsoever.
Perfect.
So
exactly how I thought it would go.
So I tell Katie, fire her up. I think we're okay.
just light a match. We'll get rid of that gas.
Let's see if there's a gas leak. Could you give me a lighter over here? I just want to see. So now obviously I turn it off, and one of the fittings, I don't even know how it happened or how it was remedied. It would not tighten down. So the gas connector hose, you have the area where it just kind of spins on. Mm-hmm. You can usually hand tighten it onto your fitting and then tighten it down with a wrench. Well,
it's like a hose. Like you're hooking up a hose.
Well,
like a water hose.
For whatever reason, this would not go on straight, and then it would get to a certain point where it would just spin.
Mm.
And then when it started spinning, it would obviously just come right off.
Mm-hmm.
That lasted for about 25 minutes until I threw the wrenches on the ground.
Good.
And called in the mercenary. My uncle was coming by anyway to pick up the stove. And he already had another kit. He told me, don't buy a gas hookup kit. I have one in the house that I don't need. I think I'm going to wait for that.
Yeah, I don't need your charity pops.
Yeah. What am I? Some hand-me-down? No, I'm going to get my own. I want this thing done on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So here I am working on it on Saturday. And he's got to come in, and we had to use a whole new hook setup. Apparently there was something what's called a nipple.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Yeah.
If it's not on a bottle, I don't know. That was inside one of the fittings, and it shouldn't have been. Well, I'm so stupid. I didn't know how many things I could take off on top of that shutoff because I didn't actually know.
Oh, so you're at the point now where you're removing pieces because you don't think that they're necessary.
Well, I had to take the old fittings off because they had pipe thread on it, which is not good. But I didn't know how many pieces to take off to get to the shutoff valve because I didn't exactly know where the shutoff was.
You didn't know where it started.
So I didn't want to take one too many off and just boom, just gas flying everywhere in the house. And then my idiot self, trying to, put Gorilla Glue in there to make it stop or something,
Just tightening your hands around everything.
Or just putting my mouth over. This is the only way. So we finally... He hooks it up in what can only be described as probably 90 seconds.
Oh, good.
So I was only out one trip to the hardware store because he had his own. Otherwise, it would have been two. And literally just threw that gas connector set into the garbage because it can't be used again.
You essentially, you went to the big box store,
mm-hmm.
you bought it, and then on your way out the door where they have the garbage can where you can throw your receipts, you pretty much stuffed it right in there.
The receipt and the product right into the can.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
so what do you, $15, $20?
Sure.
$30?
No, it was like 23 with the blue goo.
Isn't it crazy though? Like you think about that because that ended up being a complete waste of money.
Sure.
Imagine opening up your wallet and taking $23 out and just lighting it on fire.
Yeah.
How badly that would, it's only $23, but you'd be like, man, that sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks really bad. But after going through what you went through, the frustration, the time, you had no problem taking that thing and
it was done.
See you later.
Because at that point...
And you were probably happy to see it go.
Yeah, because at that point, the money was gone. The stove was in and functioning.
Man, I would have packaged that thing back up
It had some
gas smell and all.
Yeah, right. And it had some of the blue goo on the inside threads.
That's all right. It comes pre-installed. That's what the package said. That's what I'd tell the no doubt 16-year-old cashier at the store. You just look at them like, yeah, they all come like that.
Yeah, you can't help it if you've never seen one of these. So I had to redo it once on Friday when I tried to do it, Steve, because I don't need to read instructions or look at anything. So I ripped that hose out of the bag. I got my blue goo paste. Mm-hmm. And I just start slapping it on all the threads, and I'm like, I'm going to hook this into everything. I got blue goo up and down my arms.
So it came in a little can. You probably used 7 of the 8 ounces.
Yeah, right. And got it all hooked up at the start. Man, I just need a little bit for tomorrow, on every inch of every thread that goes anywhere, apparently.
So if you pull that stove out from your wall, the walls are no doubt painted
with that blue, with the blue paste. And I'm putting everything in the trash bag, which the bag that the connector kit came in is part of that now trash. Mm-hmm. And I see on the back there's a diagram.
Huh.
Go, that's...
Let me just confirm what I already know.
Hose end A, hose end B. Ooh, one side goes here, other side goes there. Dumb, whatever. I don't need this. I look at it. Very clear letters. Only use sealant on this side of thread. No big deal. Take everything off. Wipe as much of the blue goo off as possible.
It cleans off real easily.
Was beautiful. Only had blue from my arms to my elbows and down my shirt. It was fine. And hooked it back up. Thought, that's fine. Minor setback for a major comeback is what they say, Steve.
Yeah.
And then the gas leak happened. And I had to have someone else do it again.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing.
Didn't have to call the fire department, though.
No, but it's embarrassing. I'm trying. I was so defiant with that stupid dishwasher to finally do it myself with Katie because of all the garbage we had gone through the 2 other times you had helped. And for it to finally be done even after 11 hours, it wasn't even a victory. It was just done.
It still sounds insane.
11 hours from removal to new dishwasher working. That's how long it took. Mm-hmm. So I was so... I'd asked everybody. I go, I don't know. I'm hearing the stove. It's a gas line and a plug. What could go wrong?
And in hindsight, it is just a gas line and a plug.
And I still couldn't do it in one sitting by myself.
Yeah, you'll get it. You'll get there.
I think I'm just done. If I need any project bigger than vacuuming done, hiring it out.
Painting. What about painting?
Kidding me? Paid.
No. Really? You're not a...
I don't mind it. I mean, we did our garage. Obviously, we just painted it white over drywall to have a color outside of drywall. I'm sure I could do it, and we might try it somewhere with, our living area or whatever, but...
Not going to do the bathroom because you guys are redoing the bathroom. You're not going to paint it?
My uncle's a painter. Done deal.
Boy, that is convenient.
I'm sure he charges for it, but I don't care. He's a professional painter. Just like, if he can't do it, call in the drunkard.
Annette and I have a pretty good system for painting. We're pretty good painters.
What do you got?
We're just good at it. She does all the cutting in. I do all the rolling.
I didn't know if the system was like you kept pouring paint in her tray, and she kept painting while you filled her water bottle.
No, she does the cutting in. She does a lot of the taping and the cutting in. I do all the rolling.
Yeah.
And comes out pretty good.
We're pretty good stainers. We stained our deck.
All right.
The results don't show it. And that's because the product we bought...
I was going to say, didn't it all peel off?
Yeah, the product we bought, turns out they were being part of a class action lawsuit.
Recalled. Yeah.
They're part of a class action lawsuit that I could not be a part of because they gave me a nice sized check for my troubles.
Yeah.
But it looked real good for a while.
How long's a while?
Well, we did it in probably June.
Oh, boy. You already got it. I feel like we're already doing... It's only going to be a span of months, not...
Yeah, I mean, it was until the first snowfall. When the snow melted and the next season began, it was destroyed.
Was it gone?
It's not gone. I mean, I'd have to take a picture of it, but it is so shredded.
Yeah.
It is beyond repair to the point where if I want to redo it, we simply have to sand everything off.
Yeah, down to the wood.
And redo it. I'm not going to do that. You know how that's getting done? Paid.
Or next homeowner.
Right. And the only reason we did it is because our deck is old. And we wanted to salvage the wood as long as possible. That ended up failing. So here we are.
Well, we spent all day Saturday doing, like I said, painting the hallways. And when Rusty was here, the main reason we had him here is because we couldn't reach the high ceilings. And we were talking about the church window, like the really high window. I didn't want to have to rent
a
ladders, scaffolding. Plus, they're professionals.
Yeah.
Watching them work, even when they're just painting and like BSing with each other and half having a conversation with me, they're still going 1,000 times faster than I ever could.
It's so amazing how they just know.
Yeah, watching a professional like at their trade, at their skill, it's incredible to watch. You know, just somebody who knows so easily what they're doing, what they have to do, and
just think if it was somebody competent.
I know. Yeah, imagine if I hadn't hired the village booze hound.
Yeah, you got the village drunk and his buddy the jester, standing up on ladders.
The pill popping jester.
Yeah.
So
having a mint.
Yeah, I know. I can't even have a mint,
and he's now like a raver.
Part of the reason, we wanted the room painted. We hated the color of the room. The house the house was built in the late '80s, and the previous owners, I don't think did much updating because a lot of stuff is just it's like a lot of wood, and wood is fine, but there was just too much of it. Like the one wall was completely wood. All the baseboards and everything were wood, and it made the room like I don't know. It just felt like it was closing in on us.
Right.
So, and then the walls were this like golden, brownish. I don't even know how to describe it. And as I tweeted the other day, as a public service announcement, do not paint your walls that color because, like, later generations have to deal with that. Give it a nice neutral color, especially in a narrow hallway. Why would you want to paint it dark?
Right.
It already feels closed
cramped
in.
enough that it's not like there's natural light coming through there, so it feels like you're, walking through the underbelly of a bad, warehouse or whatever.
Yeah. And now we put one coat, or we put 2 coats on it, and after the first coat, we're like, good God, this seems like it's 10 feet wide now,
right.
Just this little hallway. But yeah, public service announcement.
Don't do it.
Ask somebody who's not 60 if the paint colors that you're picking out are good.
Have you thought about a nice dark gray to go with that brown?
Somebody did tweet at me. They said that, or somebody replied to either a Facebook message or a tweet saying that the house that they moved into, the walls and the ceiling were painted brown. Like dark poop brown.
That's a weird choice. That's as odd. It's as
Who
random.
paints the ceiling?
Yeah, that's as random of a choice as your black drop down in here.
This is a little strange, but I mean,
we talked about doing it in the studio, but for a room like this where you have a green wall, a light like a powder blue wall, and a black drop down ceiling,
and a mural on the wall that says "Love Mulch."
Put a question mark behind it.
Every time I look at that, I'm like, why did they write "Love Mulch"? Oh,
yeah,
Love
part
Mulch.
of those. Part of those text.
Live, laugh, love.
Yay.
Yeah, but that's actually, because if you look, the live whatever, laugh whatever is written in pencil.
Oh, good.
And then they only got to the love much.
And then decided to sell.
Yeah. Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
That was as far as they were
We're
going.
not living. We're not laughing. We might love.
Yeah.
We're getting out of this house.
So, yeah. More DIY disasters. So, for the last week or so, there's been a box sitting on this table.
Oh my goodness! Yes, we have. You were off. You had your elongated weekend, Steve, and I know she was disappointed to find that out because she had sent the package, and it arrived the first day you were off.
Is there something perishable in there?
I hope not. I hope it's not a.
So, do you have any idea what's in there?
No. I hope it's not like a pet bird. It's just.
I swear, Nikki, if you sent us a pet bird,
without holes,
that's a very nice gesture. But we're going to start to question your level of sanity.
Yeah, because that would be we don't need a shared parakeet. If you're thinking about sending us a gift, which by the way they're all welcome, just message us. We'll send you the address to send them to. No animals, I think, is a safe bet.
Yeah.
And if it's perishable, say so.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that would be nice.
So there's been no notification. So if there's like a cake with maggots or something in there, that is not. So listener Nikki sent us a gift, Steve, and I'm very excited.
Listener Nikki.
So listener
one of
Nikki,
our favorites.
Yeah, already the floor mat sponsor.
Official floor mat sponsor.
Yep, visited us when we took the tour of hallowed grounds in Boston.
Let's see.
No glass shards?
Okay, yeah, no glass shards. Boy, it's...
oh, here we go.
How could anyone possibly understand that you shouldn't ship a sheet of glass through the mail with zero pieces of packing material? Okay.
That feels,
By the way, bit of a bone to pick.
Yeah, hopefully we have time for that today.
Oh, we will.
We'll
make time for that.
Because after this, Steve, we have to talk about our March Madness tournament that has to begin next week if we want to stay on schedule.
Sidebar, we're going to talk about my latest beef with the USPS right now.
Before the opening.
It is a very quick thing.
Okay.
I had the final piece that I needed to get for Jeep Rebuild-a-thon 2018.
The seatbelt?
Oh, no, seatbelt. No, I still haven't gotten that yet. I'm sure it's on its way, though.
Huh. So... is it safe to say this deal of the century, while you came out ahead, did nothing but lose its luster after you received it?
Absolutely.
Are you on speaking terms with this presumably middle-aged to senior man today?
Yeah. Sent him a message yesterday saying... the last I'd heard from him, he said he was going to ship it out, I think, on Thursday.
This week, Thursday.
No, last Thursday. Because I sent him a message on Wednesday saying, hey, man, I really need that part ASAP.
Yeah, one way or another.
Yeah, exactly. I said, if you're not going to send it to me, tell me so I can make other arrangements.
Right.
He replied, I'll send it out tomorrow.
So that would be...
that would have been Thursday. So on...
4 days.
I didn't say anything Thursday, anything Friday, anything Saturday. Sunday, I sent him a message saying... do you have the tracking number? He replied, it's at work. So,
the tracking number or the item?
That's exactly what I'm assuming that neither of them are at work, and that was just oh crap, I guess I'll get that out in the morning. But yeah, it's not shown up yet. I'm a little bummed. By a little bummed, I mean a lot bummed. But anyway, I found I needed the
quote deal of the century, end quote.
Yeah. I misspoke.
Yeah.
I misspoke.
Maybe you're taking it out of context.
It was a moderately good deal of the day.
Boy.
It was the best deal I got that day on airbags and seatbelts. I'll tell you that.
So 100 years at 365 a year. It's like 36,500 days. What's the math on that to get down to one? You're paring it down quite a bit.
Yeah.
That's quite an arrowhead you've gotten yourself down to.
So,
but the last piece you were waiting for...
the final piece, I needed to get new fog lights that go in the bumper. I had one of them, but the other one was smashed up in the accident.
Going like a Euro?
No, I'm not going Euro. I'm going what they call factory. Or stock.
So you don't got that nice white with the bright red?
I don't have the halo or the angel eyes.
Okay.
No, not doing that.
Just don't park by me in the high school parking
lot. So I found a guy on eBay had a set for $20. Perfect. That's all I need. So I go online, buy it now. Bought them. And after I bought them, I realized he's local. He's located in a town about 20 minutes west of here.
Okay.
I was like, oh, that's perfect. Maybe I'll just send him a message saying, hey, I can drive out there and meet up with you and just save you the hassle of having to ship them. But then shipping was free. So I was like, okay, I don't need
Make
them.
Do it.
I don't need them like until the weekend. So this was on, I think, Tuesday. And I thought and he specifically said, like, I ship out every day, fast, free shipping, blah, blah, blah. So I thought, oh, well, I'm in no rush. Save myself an hour having to drive out there, pick them up, drive back. So I bought them. He sent me a message later that day saying, or I got the notification saying, your item has been shipped. I was like, oh, man, this is great. I'll have these in like 2 days. So I went online and it shows that it was accepted at a FedEx, like FedEx shipping location.
Okay.
In Grand Rapids.
Yeah.
Which is weird because he's from the Lake Shore, as the area is known.
Huh.
So my first thought was, oh man, he lives out there, probably works here.
Drove in.
Yeah, I should have sent him a message, could have easily met up with him.
Yep.
Whatever, no big deal. Again, I don't need them. So I saw that it was accepted, and I thought, that's weird. It says I'm not going to have it till next Wednesday.
Oh my God. We don't have room in the bracket. We already have to pare 3 down.
Do we expand to 32?
If we expand, the most we could do is 20. No, we can't even do 24 because then you'd have to give bye weeks. It's 16 or 32.
One there is a 1 seed,
That's
and it has like 3 buys.
All right, I've got it marked. We'll listen to it. And this is, again, for when we talk about it here in a few minutes, the NCAA. Oh, sorry. The Steve's
Didn't we call it Sweet Steve?
Sweet Steve 16.
The Steve 16.
The Sweet Steve 16. That's Steve's nickname at work.
Yeah.
The Sweet Steve.
Uh-huh.
We'll get to that in a bit. But yeah, the throat noise bracket will begin on next week's episode. I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Me too. All right, so I saw that he had dropped it off at the FedEx location in Grand Rapids. I thought, that's strange that it's going to take a week to get to my house.
Yeah.
I live 11 miles or so.
Yeah, maybe they only come down this subdivision once every month.
Maybe. I don't have a ton of experience with FedEx. It's usually the old post office or UPS, and I'm still really hoping for DHL to pick up a local route in the neighborhood.
Get a box nearby that doesn't have closed for season on it.
So I didn't think a whole lot of it because you know how normally you ship something out and it'll say for like the first day it says it's processing or it's not in the system yet. No big deal. Well, I was really confused the next morning when I checked the tracking number and saw that my package was now in Ohio.
Oh, no. So they felt like it had to go to a mass sorting facility.
Yes.
So then it could be... It was in
like, what was it? Like Merriman, Ohio or something.
Oh, wow.
So I thought, this guy sent me the wrong tracking number.
Has to be.
Or I screwed it up when I typed it in. So I sent him a message and I said, hey, man, was that tracking number right? Because it shows that it's it's in Ohio. But the weird thing was, it showed that it was like the destination was my town. So something's up. This is weird. He got back to me and he said, I have no idea. I always ship FedEx. It's always usually to your area. It's about 2 days. Okay. Well, I guess I'll just wait it out. So the next day I check it again. Surely enough, it's making its way back to the mitten.
Wow.
At this point, it was in Belleville, Michigan.
Yeah, which is amazing.
It traveled from West Michigan to the middle of Ohio.
So let's call it 6 hours drive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 6 hours drive. At probably, 300 to 400 miles from here.
Yeah.
Again, this is so a package can go 12 miles, maybe. Right. Now it's on its way back. Okay, cool. Here it comes. It's on its way back. Well, at that point, I kind of got a wild hair. I'm like, I'm going to tweet at FedEx and see.
What could it be?
What's going on? Maybe somebody simply made a mistake. It ended up on the wrong truck.
Right.
And if they had said, yep, that one's marked with, whatever, this code, oopsie, it was on the wrong truck. Sorry about that. And I would have thought, that was very nice of them, to be honest.
Yeah? Did you guys, they tell you to slide into
their
DM
zone? They did tell me to
zone?
slid into their DMs, so I slid into their DMs. I sent them the tracking number.
Hey, Steve Doug, bring it on over here to DMville. Yeah. We'll figure this out ski real quick ski, eh, bro?
Hey, rad dude. Heard you like getting stuff shipped.
I apologize for the cough laugh. I can't help it. But the idea that they hire a 1980s, like a guy in his 50s, to run a social media account like that, and he's stuck in the 80s.
Yeah.
You got a groove, dog.
Well, every time I think of this, I think of the meme with Steve Buscemi with like a skateboard in his hand.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
what's happening?
Hello there, fellow kids, or whatever.
Right.
So a lovely person named Faith slid back into my DMs. I apologize about your issue. Thank you for that information. The FedEx service selected by your merchant is FedEx Smart Post.
Doesn't feel that smart.
With this service, FedEx typically utilizes the U.S. Postal Service to make the final delivery.
Nice. Great.
Yeah.
Nice job, sir.
Not surprisingly, the U.S. Postal Service is behind this whole blunder.
So you're willing to blame literally the last line whose name's not even on it instead of multiple things. One, the guy who ships this way. Two, the company who looks at it and has to send it through that way, even knowing it's 11 miles away. And three, yourself for not just saying, hey, why don't I just meet you in the middle and grab it?
Well, I mean, I don't blame myself because I purchased the item. Mm-hmm. And it's their responsibility to ship it to me. Sure, okay. I shouldn't have to make special arrangements to ensure that my package doesn't get sent 400 miles out of its way to make a 12-mile trip.
All right, that's fair. So you refuse to put yourself for any culpability. Okay.
So Faith went on to say that this is called zone skipping, and again referred to it as Smart Post, to which I replied, you skipped an awful lot of zones. That doesn't seem very smart.
Right.
So then it ended up getting here in about 4 days.
And it probably traveled, I want to guess, 800 miles?
That's a good estimate. Yeah.
And you live
12 miles away. 12.
Seems like a good system.
Seems like the USPS has failed me once again.
Boy, I don't know how they're the main ones getting dragged through the mud now.
They're the ones that shipped it.
I mean, you had to find out from the name FedEx Smart Post somebody to tell you the USPS was associated with it.
Right, but just because it took me a while to figure it out doesn't mean that it wasn't them.
But the FedEx shipping method should be the one at fault here for dumping it in a bin and saying, bring it to the nearest sorting center.
FedEx is at fault.
Yeah.
USPS is at fault. Steve is not at fault.
I mean, we got A, B, and C, I guess.
No, we got 1A, 1B, and then triple Z.
Okay.
I'm triple Z.
I mean, I can see 1A and 1B, but I mean, like an F, maybe? I think you're...
No. Closest, I'll give you R. Closest I'm going is R.
I'll take an R on that because, I mean, in hindsight, you could have had those things in 2 hours.
Yeah.
And you waited 4 business days to get those, right?
Yeah, could have. But, it was kind of a hectic week. Sure. Last week was actually very hectic.
Yeah.
There wasn't really an opportunity to take a little side trip out to the coast.
All right. I refuse to allow you to sit here and dog the soldiers in blue once more for your error and FedEx's error.
I want to hear from S. Robbie Mack. I want to know
he wants on the horn, by the way.
I know. I want to hear what his excuse would be. I wonder, because you know that there's like an internal...
Oh, yeah.
Like, they probably hate FedEx.
You have to.
They definitely hate Amazon. We've heard that many times. I'm sure that they hate UPS. Do you think they have hate for DHL?
DHL's kind of like the...
or do you think that when they refer to DHL, they're like, oh, that's cute.
Right, but I mean...
A little red and yellow truck.
Yeah, it's like Walmart looking at, your local fruit market.
Right.
Like pat on the head style. Maybe, next week should we do some, and you talked about zone skipping, should we do some line skipping and have S. Robbie Mack back on?
Absolutely not.
SRB Mac, I am in favor of you being able to defend your employer and this government and the soldiers that do the Lord's mail work on a daily basis out there and all the elements.
All right. We'll have him on, but you have to tell me the two parties to blame for that thing showing up with broken glass.
Okay.
The Paul Jr., Paul Sr. autographed picture.
I'm willing to go to one party.
Which one?
SRB Mac.
No.
I will not blame...
He is one of them.
I refuse to blame the USPS for handling a box that... Not even a box. A, 1/16 inch cardboard mailer that doesn't have anything remotely regarding fragile on it. Like a package.
It actually said, like, heck yes, throw this in the back.
I refuse to accuse the USPS of being responsible for some poor packaging, and I think SRB Mac would agree.
No, not willing. Sorry, SRB Mac. You convince your buddy Kyle here that you and the USPS, your employer, are to blame, and then we'll have you on to state your case.
I'll say this. They could have handled that package like any package they received with zero special instructions differently.
Did you happen to see that the short video that I tweeted from Steve and Kyle last week?
Yeah.
Of one of your soldiers sorting through the mail?
Okay. So you want to play the short video game of delivery people ruining packages? Is that how we want to do it?
No. It was somebody at the...
Okay. At the sorting facility. Yeah, they received boxes.
At the post office in front of a customer.
Yeah. It was a busy day. He had to get the packages out.
It was a woman.
I'm sure she had to get those packages moved. I am sure none of those packages said fragile, and they simply needed to be moved to the back room instead of the front staging area that they were.
In a hurry.
Very, very quickly. Very efficiently, I think, is what I would say, and I'm almost positive the general would agree. That is the Postmaster General.
Postmaster General. All right, so the sidebar is now complete. We will now open up.
Look at this
Nikki's
delivery,
package.
though. Beautifully packed, taped.
Sent priority mail. In hindsight, that probably didn't need to spend the extra couple bucks for priority.
Sorry, Nikki. Thank you for the gift. I can't believe Steve didn't go down there on his own free time.
I didn't even know about it.
To grab it.
I had no idea.
It's a shame, and he just doesn't care like some of us do.
Yep. All right, well, we're going to rip into this.
That's a good packing job.
That's pretty good.
SRB Mac could take some notes.
Yeah.
You don't have to dig into the fake blades, the car keys.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Very securely packaged.
Yeah, boy.
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. What we got here?
This is exciting.
This is very
exciting. I love getting gifts.
Oh, boy, do I see something that I love already.
Is there a note or anything, or are we just ripping into it?
There's a...
a card just for me.
Card for Kyle.
Well,
what's this here?
Did you take a back seat, sucker?
Well, I got this little scrap of notebook paper over here.
Looks to be
but I'll let you...
okay. Oh, my goodness. It's a little wiener dog.
Look at that.
This birthday card is short on words, it says, Steve. Yep, I opened it like an idiot.
You opened it backwards.
But long on wishes. You see, it's a full-sized wiener dog.
Look at that wiener dog.
Oh, that will be up on my mantle, I promise you. Thank you. Happy birthday. Have fun from Nikki Constantine with a gift card, which is just silly talk. This is absurd. There's no need for this.
What? Oh, it's a fan. Oh, because
thank you so much, Nikki. That is excessive and over the top, and you are well beyond kind. As it should be noted, you are the only one in this room and out of it who got me a birthday gift, let alone wish me a happy birthday. Thank you, Steve.
Yeah, I did wish you a happy birthday.
You did
a happy birthday via text in the way that has become tradition in our friendship.
Yep.
Happy birthday, you piece of S.
Yup. That comes through in the middle of my birthday every year. Like clockwork. I appreciate it every year.
Don't remember the origins of it.
Right.
But here, and there's also a handwritten note on a scrap of paper.
Well, that is, by the way...
I think it's to both of us, but I'll let you read it.
Steve and Kyle, Thanks for being part of my day. Even when I've listened once, I'll listen again right after.
Oh, well, Nikki, that's great, but you have to download it again.
Yeah, delete it. And then go to a different IP address.
Yeah, change your IP address.
Yeah, get a VPN.
Yeah,
you want a real
maybe do Chrome incognito mode.
Yeah. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, get us an extra download.
Or one of those with like a Tor browser. I've heard about that. I don't know what they are, but I've heard
whatever
about
you've got to do to hide your IP address so the government, they won't care.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed the shirts, and I apologize for the cat and dog hair. No worries on my end. Have the pets at home anyway, and I look at Steve every week. I was going to wash them, but Steve never answered my message about detergent allergies. Thanks for that, Steve.
I didn't know I had a message about detergent allergies.
They were just special dyed, so you won't die or anything. Anyway, enjoy the candy. Sorry, Steve. I refuse to get Snickers because I hate nuts in my chocolate, and Almond Joys are just the worst. Well, she is the best, because I couldn't agree more.
So you're not a Snickers?
I don't mind a Snicker, but give me a Milky Way.
See, I don't like the nougat or the
it's
like
nougat.
The fluffy,
yeah.
It's fine, but yeah, I need some more texture. I need some crunch.
Keep on being you. Hugs, Nikki Constantine, and again, P.S. Kyle. Happy birthday.
Look at that. 2 happy birthdays.
My goodness. Thank you so much, Nikki. We haven't even opened the box yet, and you've already...
we have, and I'm so excited.
Okay, hit me with what we got, Steve. I'm amped up.
These are, I think, the underdogs in the M&M family. Not peanut
butter.
Peanut butter.
That's
M&Ms.
a great choice. Show snacks. You can never go wrong.
So
peanut butter, chocolate, beautiful combination.
And what better way to pair your what better thing to pair your peanut butter M&Ms with?
Jelly.
Than more peanut butter M&Ms. So there's.
I really thought it was going to be like a can of preservatives.
Some jam.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Also, we have a Twix bar, left Twix bar.
My favorite candy bar in all of man.
Yeah,
I love a Twix.
That's a solid candy bar.
You can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, but if you're not feeling the
wrong-handed side,
yeah, you just grab a Kit Kat.
My goodness, that's number 2 on the list for me.
And this Kit Kat too.
Oh my goodness, this is like Halloween.
Oh, what do we got here? Oh, these are good.
You know why she sent this, Steve? Because she knows I didn't get a Halloween this year.
Yeah.
I think she knows that I was distraught.
You were robbed of your Halloween
My wife left me and said, you cannot celebrate the holiday.
Did she? Was that part of it?
Suck it up, Buttercup. And then she got on her airplane to Alabama.
Yeah. I don't remember the part about her saying... in fact, I thought that she encouraged
What else is in that box, Steve? A lot to go yet?
I remember her saying...
Boy, all this candy to go through. We're almost running out of time here.
All right. These... Again, Nikki picking the underdogs.
Okay.
But
is it a whatchamacallit?
It's not a whatchamacallit.
Because that's an underdog.
Or a Toblerone. Are they they're the triangle-shaped ones, right?
A Charleston Chew.
No. But Nikki did come through with the Hershey Kisses. But an underdog flavor in the cookies and cream.
Oh, that's a great choice. Now, you're not going to believe this. My third favorite candy bar is a Hershey's Cookies and Cream candy bar.
The white, yeah, like
the white with the chocolate specks. Great choice.
So good.
Oh,
so good. Gives me instant heartburn, but
really?
I love them.
Well, you're in your mid-30s.
I know. No, I'm in my late 30s.
Nearly 37. I thought we agreed.
Oh, is it?
You got mid till you're 38.
38?
I think 38's late.
I thought it was 37 or 36.
Oh, I can't wait. We might never podcast again. We'll just eat and then turn the mics on.
And then the piece de resistance. The most wonderful candy that baby Jesus put on this earth. And baby Jesus put him on the earth.
What do we have?
Because you only get them around Easter time. The peanut butter eggs.
Peanut butter eggs?
Yeah, I mean, completely different than the peanut butter Christmas trees that you get at Christmas. Peanut butter eggs.
As well as the peanut butter hearts that you get at Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Totally different.
Exactly. Totally
These,
different.
when they're in egg form, it's a different constitution.
Uh-huh. Okay, now there are 2 things wrapped in here. I don't know if one... I would assume one is for me and one is for you.
Safe to say, with just this, Steve... The game has been changed for gifts.
Seriously.
Thank S. Robbie Mack. We appreciate the photo for the mantle.
Thanks for the shards of glass.
God, I was going to put it. that way.
I'm so kidding.
And I apologize. The name is skipping my brain. Who sent us the lovely shirts in the sand from the beaches of Iwo Jima?
That was awesome. Yes.
I apologize. I will remember it and we'll mention it next week. That's going to bug me.
If we don't know all names, we shouldn't mention any.
Yeah, that's a good point.
All right, so red or white? Which one?
Give me the red one, Steve. Let's dig into this, and it looks like it's wrapped like a serving platter. Maybe it's a nice plate.
Probably not. It's
you
a
don't
little
think
soft,
so?
A little
soft to be a plate. Well, you don't know how they sit when they've been in a box for a week.
Okay.
Well, boy, that is.
Oh boy, I like where this is going already.
Let me take a look.
I saw one word.
Oh boy. Oh, it happened, Steve. It finally happened. Nikki Constantine made what might be the world's greatest shirt. This is a Lee Harvey Oswald #1 librarian T-shirt.
Yes.
So you've got poor Lee stacking books.
Oh, look, the book he's stacking is the Steve and Kyle Podcast Volume
1. Oh, my goodness.
This is the most incredible thing I've ever seen.
What an amazing concept brought to life.
I love the other books. Cats, dogs, mice, ants, bugs, horse, rats. And then there's 1962 is one of the books.
Yep. Obviously an encyclopedia, I'm guessing.
Yeah. And then Lee Harvey Oswald, #1 librarian, but the #1 is inside the
crosshairs.
Crosshairs.
This is amazing. I can't. We will. These are posted. On our social media.
This is going to be. We need to both pose wearing the shirts.
Oh, we need to go out wearing them.
We do need to go out
People need
wearing
to
them.
see these and ask. Like, I don't even want them to ask. I want them to look, put it together in their brain, and then think, there are two Lee Harvey Oswald apologists walking through whatever place we're walking through and have to come to terms with that in their mind.
This is, without hyperbole, the greatest gift I've ever received.
The candy alone would have already bumped the devil picture down to...
The devil picture.
Well, the stabbing, the death. I guess I should have called it the death picture. But yeah, this takes it. This is another level, Steve. That it's going to take a while to get to match this. Now we had a woman wrap her newborn baby in our shirt a week ago.
Yeah, Leanne. By the way, did you?
And Leanne's already second place.
Did you see the follow up to that? Remember, because we renamed Evan Charles.
Boxing books.
Her beautiful baby boy, we renamed Evan Charles. Chuck Evan.
Chuck Evan, obviously named after
Steve and Kyle.
Steve, Kyle.
Chuck, 5 letters. Evan, 4 letters for Kyle. Somebody dug a little deeper, and I have to log into the account.
Lilo?
It might have been, but apparently there's a whole conspiracy theory.
Well, there's no conspiracy about it, Steve. This is a done deal.
I don't know. Sure does seem that way. Let's see. Where is it?
Oh, boy.
I'm going to have to take these pauses out.
No, this is natural. Right there. Okay, I found it. Yeah, from at Cowbell Fever. Lilo, which again, I see. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention. I see all these names on Twitter and handles. Please leave it a review, because I see all the user names on iTunes or whatever that leave a review. Lilo, Cowbell Fever, you're commenting. Leave us a review. If you have, let us know that you've left it so we can put you on the list. Stay with me on this, she said. She said.
Oh, I like this.
Evan not only has 4 letters for Kyle, it has EV from Steve.
Of course.
And AN from and. Ergo, Evans is for Steve and Kyle.
Yes.
Evan is for Steve and Kyle.
Yeah.
This is all coming together. And Leanne confirmed it. Nailed it, she said.
Beautiful. Beautiful Chuck Evan.
So between
a.k.a. Steve and Kyle.
So between the candy, the shirts, and a child being named after us, the bar has been raised.
It's about the highest honor any human being can have bestowed.
I know, because not everybody gets peanut butter M&Ms.
Yeah.
and also getting a child named after you.
Yeah.
Oh, Steve's digging in.
What?
Oh boy, I do feel bad. But we gonna
wrap this up.
Are we gonna do the Fast Five, or you know what? We have to talk about it. It's been on there for a couple weeks. We cannot skip it again because it is pertinent. Briefly mentioned to next week's episode, Steve.
Uh-huh.
Well, that's a good ambiance there.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. I gotta.
Oh, yeah, just go ahead.
Oh, yeah, that's right. These are show
Kick into
candies.
them. Yeah, these are staying down here.
Oh, yeah.
You're not taking any home.
If I take one home, it's a problem. They're gone.
Yeah. I'll keep them safe here. Don't worry.
Boy. Well, I already know you come down here once a week. Turn the light on, make sure everything's... We came down here today. You looked over. The microphone had fallen off. It was sitting on the table. You hadn't noticed it. Mm-mm. So if that tells me how attentive you are, I'm not concerned.
It actually fell... Sorry for chewing. That's a great noise. You're right. The mic actually fell across the mixer. I stood the mic back up, paid no attention to whether or not any settings had been messed up. So if this episode gets released, and unbeknownst to us, we sound like robots.
You're that
sorry.
Like the first ever episode where only your mic was on?
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah, it was something with because I had earbuds in, so I was hearing you like around the earbuds.
Yeah, but it was never on. So, but no, we need to mention this. We talked about it.
That was the worst. That first,
it's bad.
The lost episode, because we were really drunk, and
yeah,
for some reason everything I said was like, I was trying to be really deep.
Yeah, getting real
and sound rad,
like you were
Christian Slater.
It's like you were narrating an erotic novel for Audible.
I wish I had that job.
What a job, right? Hey, read this trashy novel, 175 pages of book boning. Get paid $1,000?
Yeah. A woman that I used to work with is a narrator. Like she does voiceover narration.
Oh, it's a good gig.
And she makes bank.
I don't know if you can tell.
Just reading.
I don't know if you can tell, but my pipes aren't exactly reliable. So unless I can take 12 weeks off a year when I no doubt get a cough that won't go away, I can't do it.
Yeah.
So coming up next week, it'll be posted online.
Are we pushing Fast Five? Fast Five's gone, right?
For now, yeah. Because this needs to be addressed because it's pertinent for next week. So along with next week's episode, there will be polls on probably just Twitter.
Yes.
I don't know if we've decided that. Of the Steve 16. Now this is... We now have 20 after I pull one today. So it'll be Steve and I's job to pull and pick the 16 best throat noises that have come from your body and your orifice.
Orify. Well, no, orifice, because orify would mean that there are...
Maybe it's a little nose, though. Maybe some nose, some mouth.
Yeah, I guess it's
some belly
hard,
button.
Yeah. I don't know if it's...
You don't think it's coming out?
Well...
Some of them are pretty full-figured.
Yeah, full-figured.
Real full-bodied noises. Like, if you're at home and you listen to these...
Sadly, that's not the first time I've been referred to as full-figured.
Like, if you're at home and you're listening to some of these and you turn on your Dolby surround sound, I hope, like, at some point you get, like, the start of the rumble from behind you and then it encompasses the sides. So, next week, we will play for you the first... round matchups, which will be...
didn't you?
Yeah. Don't worry. Oh, that's 5-second rule. I mean, only thing over here is my feet. I'm okay.
Seriously, you picked that up directly from where your feet were.
It's fine. Tastes normal. So next week, all 8 first-round matchups of the Steve 16 will be played on this podcast, and then you will have to... So you'll have to listen to it.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll play them twice, start and then end, whatever. Times. And then you will have to go to our Twitter, and if you don't have a Twitter, you'll have to make one, because I think that's just the best way to calculate all the votes.
Yeah, and what we'll do is we'll post all the first-round matchups, because I think we'll repost them on there, too. It'll be, we'll mix them together into a YouTube video. I'll put it on there.
Well, here's the problem, because otherwise it's just going to sound like Steve Throat 1. We can't have that. They have to have, like, an identifying feature. Like, I labeled them all weird. Mm-hmm. Like Steve's Throat Demon, your Stomach Burster comes out to play. But this is resembling a sport tournament, Steve, that we need to just rip off directly.
Oh, yeah. So we need like team names.
Oh, that's a beautiful idea.
And universities.
Oh, Steve's Throat Colleges. We need to name all of them.
Yeah.
We need to name all 16 of these that we use.
Got one. Mucus U.
Okay. Throat Goblin Tech. Busted Larynx A&M.
Oh, Acid Reflux Correspondence School.
Correspondence. Somehow they make the tournament.
yeah. They're like, we're number 64.
Right.
The NIT.
Snot Bubble State U. So there's options. That's what we're saying. There's options. So by next week, you'll have multiple avenues to listen to all these matchups.
Tonsil Tech.
Oh my God, that's beautiful. That is amazing.
I need to write these down.
Vocal Cord Valley.
Vocal Cord Valley. What?
I don't know why I've now decided they all need to have alliteration. But they have to, right? Yeah, we'll make sure of that can happen. So next week, be sure you're tuning in for this, and then there'll be links. Please share them far and wide, because this doesn't need to be just listeners.
Yeah.
Like, you send it up, hey, which one of these bodily noises was better?
Now, is it just going to be the isolated noise, or are we going to hear it in context, too?
Good question, because I have contextual versions of all of them, as well as isolated versions of all of them. What do you think is best?
I kind of think both.
Okay. The context is key.
So we'll have the context of me saying, yeah, today I was out at the store.
Right.
But then you will hear just the ice. There will be a second of silence, and then you hear.
Yeah, just that noise, that particular devil.
Mm-hmm. And then maybe like a swoosh. Like,
yeah, some sound effects for sure.
Then, yeah. Like how we made that Fast 5 intro with us going.
We're wizards. We're audio gurus, Steve. We can make this work.
Okay.
So that's happening next week. All we ask of you, share it far and wide.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Steve 16. Maybe we can get like an image of a bracket with just like a clip art of an open mouth.
Okay, if anyone does graphic design, I know we've called on you many times asking for logos for the podcast, which you have not come through with. This might be a little bit easier. If somebody can take the Sweet 16... Is there a logo specifically for the Sweet 16?
No, but if you want to directly rip off what college basketball's doing, use that font, make the Steve 16...
But like instead of it being on a basketball, have it be on like a glob of mucus.
Okay. Yeah, I like it. Now, how do we want to do this? Now, do we want to do it just straight one side, 1 to 16? So the 1 would play the 16, the 2 would play the 15... Or do we do 4 baby brackets where the 1 plays the 4 and the 2 plays the 3 4 times over?
Yeah, we need it to be narrowed down.
Okay.
So we have the championship matchup.
So that'll be us. You and I are the Steve 16 committee. Mm-hmm. We will be selecting the sounds that make it and in what order they will be in.
So next, I figure Sunday.
Yeah.
Keep an eye out on our Twitter, at Stephen Kyle or Facebook.com/Stephen Kyle. And I think we release the bracket.
Right.
We release it on Sunday.
Yeah, with the university names. And then you fill out your brackets,
mm-hmm.
obviously at that point without knowing the sounds or having heard the podcast.
Can we do that? Can we create so are people just going to have to print it, write it out, and then like send it back to us?
Sure. Or I mean, if we do it as like a PDF that you can fill it out on your computer and keep it on there and show us who you pick. Who do you got winning the Steve Championship or the? I'd have a better name than that.
The Steve 16.
Yeah, but there's got to be a name for the title.
Oh, yeah, we haven't really thought about that.
No, this is all on the fly.
Yeah, so
we will.
When are you going to be able to start voting? When will be day 1?
I think we make it live Tuesday. We post the episode. And 8 a.m. Tuesday morning.
The problem is there have to be, because I have to tweet out, that'll be
the episode.
It'll be 8 separate tweets for all of the matchups. Boy. So it might have to be Tuesday afternoon.
Let's do that. Okay, so the episode normally goes live Tuesday at 7 a.m. Mm-hmm. A lot of people listen right away. A lot of people don't. But we're going to leave that separation. The episode will go live at 7 a.m. next Tuesday. The matchups will be posted at 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. on Tuesday.
Okay.
The YouTube video will be there. You can listen to them all at once.
Yeah.
Come back, vote. You'll have to follow those tweets. Make sure you vote in each one.
Have we figured out if we can put a YouTube video and a poll in the same tweet?
Have not looked. I believe you can.
Okay.
And all the tweets will be threaded, so that will be stuck to our timeline. So if you click on one, it will open up all of the matchups. And then the following week, we'll have it down to down to 4, or down to 8, sorry. Then down to 4, then down to 2. And then obviously, for the Steve Throat National Championship, that will be that'll be the be-all, end-all, and we'll talk about this, obviously, every week.
So this is going to take 4 weeks.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, 16 to 8, to 4, to 2, to the championship. That's the done deal.
Oh, boy.
I'm very excited. We
got a month of content right here. When does March, when does the tournament end?
We'll be probably 1 week after. I think it usually ends the Monday, April 8 or 9, I think is what it'll be.
So basically we're putting in more effort than the NCAA.
Yeah. Yeah, and we're not scamming people out of millions. It's good news. It's great
All
news.
right. Now, what do you think? Are we...
You know what I think?
What's that?
I think we skipped the Fast Five.
Oh, boy.
Do you want me to hit it?
Do I want you to hit what?
You wanna go where people know people all want the same. You wanna go where everybody knows your name.
Trivia! That is the kind of seamless production you come to this podcast for. Yes, that's right. We have to talk over an intro because I haven't remade it while I chew on peanut butter M&Ms we received as a gift.
Again, not hyperbole or anything. Greatest gift I've ever received.
Yeah, this is incredible. Thank you again to Nikki. And again, if you want to send us a gift, those we do not turn down. We don't ask for money. Boy, this is the first time. This has been 2 months, Steve. 2 months since we have done Cheers Trivia. Now, Steve, for anybody tuning in, we have what was found at a Goodwill in the middle of nowhere for about $2 or $3, a Cheers Trivia board game.
I would love to actually play this game.
I still have the box. I don't know if you need other pieces.
Well, we got pieces. There are...
Oh, there's game pieces in there?
Yeah, there are...
Oh, those look like baby coasters. So we have taken the box of trivia cards, and Steve, apparently at when we decide, which is about at a 2-month rate now, will ask me the 3 questions on the card. Now, if I get the question correct when he gives me the multiple choice, that's 1 point. If I get the question correct without using the multiple choice, that's 3 points. Total right now, I believe that's 8 different, 7 events. 10 of 21 total.
Ooh.
Just below 50%. For 14 total points, that's coming off of a 4-point performance last time, Steve.
Okay.
I'm looking to get above 50 here.
Oh, boy. Would you like the red question, the green question, or the purple question?
I'm going to go bottom up, Steve.
Purple question. According to Norm, why does Cheers supposedly close early on the first Thursday of each month? You tell me if you'd like the multiple choice.
Yeah, I'm going to need the multiple choice.
Okay, to watch reruns of the old Sox games at Sammy's place. That's option A. Option B, it is a woman's dance night at the Lobster Bin. Or C, it's Vive la Difference night.
If that's not A, I am going to be terribly upset. That's A. That's A, Steve.
Oh, boy, I didn't open up my sound effects.
You don't even have
either.
the sound effects either?
All right, well, let me just do this one on the fly.
I'll close my eyes. Oh, come on! Whoa, is it the dance night?
It's Vive la Difference night.
I have no idea what that is. That's bad news for me.
Yeah.
I need to get these last 2 to get my record up to 50% for the first time since week 2.
So would you like red or green?
Give me that green.
What award did Frasier win?
Now, obviously, you're talking about Dr. Frasier Crane. He had his own spin-off for about 9 or 10 seasons. He was a psychiatrist, Steve.
Mm-hmm. Nope.
A psychologist, Steve.
Yep.
I don't know the award.
Okay, was he A, psychologist of the year? B, visiting scholar at the university, I guess that's Bologna? Bologna? Mm-hmm. Or C, Cheers high score bowler?
That's B, Steve. He was the visiting professor in one of the seasons when he was dating Diane. Maybe that's not an award, though.
At the University of Bologna?
Obviously. It's a fine deli meat. I think it's B, Steve.
You say B.
I say B.
Ding, 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 ding.
I knew it. Great storyline, Steve. Now let me recap it for you quickly.
Okay, well, moving on. We are looking down the barrel at this episode being over.
Huh. A few more M&Ms. Boy, the tension in this room right now.
Cut it with a knife.
This is to get me to 50% on a 1980s trivia board game. Big question. Green question, I hear.
It's the red question.
The red question.
Are you ready?
I would have been more ready last July when I watched the program, but I am ready now.
Okay. Carla's pregnant again. Lose a turn taking Carla to the hospital. If you are Carla, go to the exit to hail a cab.
Okay, well.
You wanna go where people know the same. You wanna go where everybody knows your name.
Trivia. Boy, it really
ended on a Peter out there, didn't it?
Sorry about that, man, but, I have to read what's on the card.
The battle for 50% will continue
in 2 months.
We gotta do it, yeah.
Around middle of May, when my dog is halfway through her recovery period.
Yeah, well wishes to Lola, always welcomed.
Yeah. I'm going to be sure to...
I'm one of her best friends, right?
Of course, you guys have a lot in common.
We bond every week I come over here. Mm-hmm. This is heartbreaking news, Steve.
She's also had a catastrophic leg injury that will sideline her for months.
We have a lot to bond over.
Yeah. Good dog. Thank you again to Nikki. This gift was incredible.
Tremendous.
Cannot wait to wear my Lee Harvey Oswald #1 librarian shirt.
Right.
It's fantastic. Absolutely incredible. You can download, subscribe, and review the show on iTunes, the Apple Podcast app, Google Play, TuneIn, Stitcher, Libsyn, YouTube, or wherever you listen to this podcast. Stephen Kyle on Twitter, Facebook.com/Stephen Kyle. Remember, next week, it's a very big week for the podcast, the Steve 16, the top 16 throat noises from me from the last year and a half or so.
Yeah.
To coincide with March Madness. So keep an eye on the Stephen Kyle Twitter and Facebook. All of those links are going to be tweeted out. Now, are we gonna do the polls on both Facebook and Twitter?
I guess we
can. And then combine votes?
Yeah, I guess we can do that, too. Yeah.
But yeah, keep an eye out, because that'll be a lot of fun to see how that tournament comes to fruition.
Right, I can't wait.
Just maybe, we'll do a special edition T-shirt.
Maybe
we'll just print 20 of them.
That's it.
20 shirts.
Then we auction them.
Auction them off.
Yep.
For the benefit of repaying the printer for getting those T-shirts made.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a little, very not known charity.
Auction them off for the charity of getting your money back.
Yep. All right. So we'll talk to you next week. Think happy thoughts for Lola.